This video is using the half angle identity. So this is a formula from our homework, a problem from our homework. This is number 3. The first thing I always look at on these is to figure out what quadrant they're in. And this tells me the quadrant between 180 and 270. And we know from the unit circle that that's the third quadrant right here. Because this is 180 degrees and this is 270 degrees, right? So I'm right here in this quadrant. Remember, this is how you draw these pictures. Okay, so the problem says tangent of theta, here's theta, is 12 over 5. So tangent is opposite over adjacent. Alright, so we have to find the hypotenuse. So we also know that in the third quadrant, x is negative and y is negative. That's why tangent is positive, because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So I'm going to use the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so I did Pythagorean theorem, and I found out the hypotenuse, or c squared, plain old c, is 13. Okay, now I'm going to use this information to solve my problem. So here's the identity from your identity page. This is a half angle identity. Theta over 2 is equal to plus or minus square root of 1 minus cosine theta. So then what you do is you plug in cosine of theta. Well, from here, we know cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So that's negative 5 over 13 over 2. Then I'm going to just work all this out. Alright, I'll show you how to do that. Okay, I'm going to talk through this. This is algebra. Actually, it's just square root rules, but it's kind of ugly. So I'm going to take care of the top fraction. So I'm going to add 1 minus a negative 5/13, and the two negatives become positive. Right here. The 1 became 13 divided by 13. So that I could add fractions. You have to have common denominators. So I made common denominators. Alright, on the bottom I just have a square root of 2. So I'm just going to leave that for a minute. Then I added these up and I got 13 plus 5 is 18 over 13 over the 2. I flipped the 2. This is how you get rid of double fractions. I flipped the 2 to 1/2. These cancel right here. These all cancel. Bye-bye. And then you multiply this out on top. And you get, well, after this, you simplify. The 2 goes into the 18, and that's where I got the 9. Then you break that one square root into 2 little square roots. I don't know if you remember you can do this, but anytime you have a big square root, you can do a square root on the top and a square root on the bottom. Square root of 9 is just 3, so that's how you get that 3. And then the square, you rationalize the denominator, square root of 13 times square root of 13, and that just becomes plain old 13 on the bottom and a square root of 13 on top. That is it. So I think the hard part of this is probably simplifying the square roots, just because that's an old skill we haven't done much. All right. Good job, guys. Ask me questions, email me questions. Thanks. Bye.